and welcome to Open Book with Susan Baier, where we get to learn about local leaders and connect with the people behind the titles. I'm Susan Baier, your host and the Executive Director of the Allen County Public Library. We're coming to you from Studio B in Access Fort Wayne in our downtown main library in beautiful Fort Wayne. I'm excited to hear from our guest today and learn more about him. He was elected to Wayne Township Trustee in January 2020. Please help me welcome Austin Knox. Welcome, Austin.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We're so happy to have you here. I have all kinds of questions for you.
I'm excited.
Yeah, let's get into it. So, what kind of background and experience did you have before being elected to Township Trustee?
So I'm actually, I held a degree in political science from IPFW. It's always going to be IPFW to me. I know it's PFW now, but for me it's IPFW.
I hear that.
Yes, ma'am. But before I came to Township Trustee's office, I was actually working for Fort Wayne Community Schools and special needs. I had a student that I would help out with his daily work, so special needs, and then graduated from IPFW political science, and now I'm at the Township office.
Great, great. You probably get this question a lot, but what is the work of the trustee office?
Yes, so I do get that a lot. People don't know what we do or who we are, but essentially township office is just that. We're there to provide township assistance per state statute. We provide township assistance in the means of shelter, utilities, food, paper products, burial assistance, medication help, that sort of stuff. And we're able to do that because we have property tax dollars that we use. We're our own taxing entity. If people look at their property cards, you'll see libraries on there, you'll see the city of Fort Wayne, you'll see county, but then you also see towards the bottom, you'll see your township, and we're normally one of the smaller units on there, but that's what we do.
And how would your office partner with the county and the city?
Okay, yep, so we don't partner with them too much, but the city of Fort Wayne, they actually provide our fire protection. In state statute, it requires township to have fire protection. But since the city is all incorporated with township, they provide our fire protection that way. So we thank them for that, so I don't have to worry about that. The county, if there's anybody that doesn't like the decision that we made in terms of their assistance request, they're able to go to the county and file an appeal form. So that's the way we partner with both of those entities.
What kind of projects are happening within Wayne Township that you're really excited about?
The biggest one that I'm excited about is our solar project. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about that. Is we were one of the first entities to go solar in the city of Fort Wayne. We put solar panels on our roof, about 212 panels, and we were completely solar, and we reduced our utility bills by $1,000 a month by going that way, and it's been able to save that money. We're able to use that money for our core project and helping those in need. Some other projects we do events throughout the year without property tax dollars. So we fundraise this money all year round. We provide hams and turkeys to families in December. We do a holiday escape for anybody coming out and just have a good time. So those are some of the projects that we do.
We are doing solar as well here at the main library.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I geek out anytime I hear that stuff. So
we are so excited about it. We should be done by the end of the year.
Awesome.
When we're closer to completion, I'll give you a call and you
Please,
can come take a look.
I would love that.
Awesome.
My staff would love that.
Awesome. You had mentioned one of the services that your office provides is food assistance. Yes, and I wanted to share that my husband is one of the big contributors of the community pantry outside your office.
That's awesome. Tell him thank you, because that pantry gets so much assistance requests out there. It's I'll pull up sometimes Monday mornings and there'll be a line of about 50 people out there trying to use that pantry. So tell him thank you so much.
He really enjoys doing it, and when he goes grocery shopping, I'm a lucky girl in that my husband loves to do the grocery shopping for our little family.
That's awesome.
So when he goes to the store, he'll always pick out items that he thinks would be good for the pantry. He thinks about items that would be useful to someone who may not have ready access to a kitchen or who might be unhoused. So things like pull tops, because if you don't have a can opener, a can of green beans probably won't help you that much.
100%.
Protein sources, things like feminine hygiene products that are really expensive and can be a barrier to people. So
tell him thank you, because that's greatly appreciated. Like I said, those pantries get so much use, and it's a blessing that people like your husband are doing that. So tell him thank you.
Oh, I absolutely will. And I think it's important, of course, to contribute money if you can to charities, but there's something so meaningful and tangible about like buying an item that you know someone
100%.
needs and can use
right
right away.
Yep. That's awesome.
What advice would you give to someone looking to run for public office?
Wow, that's a tough question. I think the biggest piece of advice I would say is don't get caught up in the negativity. We're living in a day and age today where there's so much negative connotation on politics and how one party is viewed or another party is viewed. I would just say, hey, if you think that you're the right person for the job, if you think you can make the biggest impact in whatever you're running for, do it. We need more good people in government. We need people that want to make a difference in whatever it's the country or the state or the world. We just need good people in good positions. So don't let the negativity get in your way and just go for it.
What does good government look like to you?
Good government for me, it's efficient government. It's taking the money that the taxpayers have entrusted in you and making sure that money is used efficiently. And that way they're getting the services they need, but not having to pay extra for it. So that's what good government looks like to me.
I'd like to talk a bit about your early influences and how it shaped your path and where you are today. I believe you're a graduate of Concordia High School?
Correct.
What are some of your favorite memories of those years?
Oh man, I can't say a lot of them on camera, but
fair.
But
the after show.
Yeah, maybe. But a lot of I've got a group text with some of the guys that I had graduated high school with, and we were shooting the breeze the other day and talking about some of our memories. And it's basically just hanging out with them after football games, after basketball games, just hanging out in one of their houses and just being guys and having fun. So I think that's probably my greatest memories from high school.
Looking back to high school Austin, could high school Austin imagine that grown-up Austin ran for office?
Oh, I don't believe so. If you told me that, I'd be like, what are you talking about? So I don't believe so. I actually graduated from Concordia and went to Trine to study engineering. I thought that was my calling. I was playing football up there, but that didn't work out, and I came back, and my mom was like, Austin, your grades aren't doing so hot. You should probably do something that you're really passionate about. And I wasn't passionate about engineering, but I'm passionate about people. And so I changed my major to political science, and here I am.
What advice would you give the Concordia class of 2025?
Wow. I would say life isn't always going to work out how you want it to. Be prepared for change. Sometimes a door is going to close, but that doesn't mean another one's not going to open for you. Just got to be able to be flexible and be prepared for any changes that come your way. But most of all, have fun in life. I mean, you only get one shot at this thing we call life, and don't let it pass you by.
So speaking of some of these younger memories, what was your first job and what lessons did you take away from that?
So I had 2 jobs. I think I was like 14 or 15. I worked at Little Turtle Go-Karts that was across from Lewis High School.
Okay.
And then also Menards out south. I pushed carts out there. And I think learning those jobs, it was just, hey, sometimes you got to come to work, put your head down and show people that you can do the work. Don't go around asking, hey, can I get a raise or can I do this? Let your work show for itself. And I think that's what I learned at an early age. Paying
your dues.
Exactly. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. So I'd like to talk about a topic that is near and dear to your heart, and you alluded to it earlier, sports.
Yeah.
Sports. It's played a big role in your life and your family's life. What are some of the big lessons you've learned from sports?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. So my family, my parents raised my siblings and I in sports from as early as we could walk. And they were the type of parents, they didn't care how many points you scored, how many interviews you had after games. They wanted to know, what did you do to help the team win? Whether it's that, were you getting rebounds? Did you defend well? Did you set your blocks? Did you hold your blocks? And that's what they cared about when we came home from practice or we came home from games is, hey, did you make the hustle play? Did you go the extra mile? Did you do the gritty work to help your team get the win? And I think that has helped me in my career now, because I'm not afraid to do work that's not technically my job title. If the maintenance department needs help, I'll go make sure I get them that help that they need to get the job done. Because at the end of the day, we're all a team and we're all striving for the same mission, and that's to help the people of Wayne Township.
So there's no I in team?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because when we win, we all win.
Right. So who are some of your favorite teams? Who are you cheering on?
Okay. Yeah. So that's a tough one.
Okay.
So my dad he was a Danny Manning fan who played for Kansas. And then my grandpa was a Wilt Chamberlain fan who played for Kansas. So they all rooted for the Kansas Jayhawks. And I kind of just fell in line and started rooting for the University of Kansas in basketball. And then in NFL, I'm actually, don't laugh at me now, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan.
Okay.
And we've been going through it these last couple of years. So we got our first win on Sunday. So I haven't felt that in years. But I was a big Cam Newton fan when he came out of Auburn. And he was drafted by the Panthers, and I figured, you know what, I'm just going to make that my team, and I've stuck with him through the thick and thin.
Awesome. So we are residents of beautiful Fort Wayne, Indiana and Allen County, and I think they are great places to live, work, and play. And they're also really fun places to visit.
Yes.
And I personally love it when friends and family from across the country come visit me. 100%. Some of my friends had never been to Indiana before until they came to visit me. Okay. And I love to kind of surprise and delight them with what's here. Yeah. So I thought I'd talk a bit about what makes our place where we live such a fun place.
Yeah.
If you have out-of-town guests for the weekend, Where you're taking them? What's your itinerary?
Oh, man.
What's on the list?
I hope we have a long weekend because we got a lot to do here.
Yeah.
We have a lot to do. So I have a couple of things. If the weather's nice, I would love to take them to the zoo. We've got one of the best zoos in the area. I was able to go out to the zoo brew for the first time, and that was a fantastic time. Love kayaking on the river. A lot of people don't get a chance to get out there and see how beautiful our city is from that angle and be able to soak up the sun while you're out there. It's outstanding. Some of the other things, I like to go listen to live music at the Clyde in the club room. That's always a good time with the jazz. Promenade Park, you can't beat that, going out there and sitting and taking in all those views out there. So there's a lot to do in Fort Wayne, and I'm truly blessed to call this place home, and I love when people come to visit. And it's like, hey, let's go do this, let's go to the GE factory and see how that's changed. So there's a lot that I love to do.
The zoo is such a treasure, and it's called the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo, but I can tell you from experience, you do not need a child to get in. They will let you in.
Yep.
There's plenty to do for adults. I've also been to some of the adult-only events in the evening, and those are a blast.
They are.
And there's no lines for the rides, which is
No.
amazing.
Exactly. It's always a good time. So I'll be at the next one next year. So.
Yeah, those were great. Yep. So another thing I love to do around our fair city is eat. We've got a lot of fantastic options, and I wondered if let's say calories and budget are off the table.
Okay.
You could go out to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in Fort Wayne. Where are you going?
Oh boy, it's a tough one. So I'm not the biggest breakfast fan, but if I'm going to breakfast somewhere, I'll probably start at Proximo. They've got a great breakfast. I love the French toast over there. If I'm going to lunch, I'm some small kind of local bar kind of guy. I like Chevy's. They have got the best fried grinders in the city, I think. Also, maybe might do. I do like La Cabana's tacos. Their birria tacos are outstanding. So maybe one of those two for lunch, and then for dinner, I'd probably say either a Club Soda or somewhere like that. I'd like going to Club Soda. They've got some good steaks and everything over there.
A very, very solid choice.
Yeah.
Dessert?
Oh, I'm not a sweets guy.
Oh, okay,
I'm not a sweets guy.
okay.
So I mean, you can give me a vanilla shake or a chocolate shake from Zestos, and I'd be okay with it.
Well, my cookie cottage punch card is pretty full.
I do like a good cookie. Snickerdoodles? Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite, the chocolate cookie with raspberry icing.
Okay.
Best cookie in the
I'm going to
country.
have to try that.
Yeah, highly recommend. Okay. So we talked a lot about food.
Yes.
Getting hungry.
Yep, I have to go to lunch now.
Yeah. But we're in a library, so I was hoping to talk to you about some early library memories, books. Do you have any early library memories?
I do. So my grandpa Carl used to work at the library, downtown library here
really?
when I was growing up. I think he worked security. So
wow.
my oldest childhood memory is always coming in and seeing the big globe in the library. So my parents would bring me down here. I'd see that globe. I'd play in the children's play area, and we'd always go and talk to Grandpa. So that was probably my first childhood memory from the library.
That globe is so iconic.
It is.
And when we ask people to meet us in the library and they've never been here before, we always say, just meet us at the globe.
Yeah. Yep.
And you'll have to check out our children's play area now because we recently remodeled it and gave it a glow up, and it is phenomenal.
Am I allowed to climb on the playset?
Absolutely. I give you permission.
There we go.
As a director, I get some perks, and one of which is I give you permission to play. Yes. Do you have any favorite childhood books?
Oh, that's a good one. I've got two of them that were outstanding for me when I was growing up. The first one's probably Bud Not Buddy. I remember I was probably maybe second or third grade, and I would lay in bed with my mom and we'd read that one. And the second one is Holes. That was a great book.
Classic.
Yeah, Hector Zeroni and all those guys in Holes. And then they came out with a movie, and that made it even better. So those two books are probably my favorite. And To Kill a Mockingbird was always a good one, but I was a little bit older when we read that one. So
I have to ask Holes, a better book or better movie?
Book.
Okay.
Book.
I'm usually it is.
I'm one of those guys. It's like books are probably, you get so much detail in the book, and it's so hard to compress a book into a movie. So,
yeah, good answer.
Yes.
I know community service is a big priority in your life and your upbringing. You currently serve on the board of the United Way of Allen County. Can you tell me about the impact of the United Way and some of the projects that the organization is working on?
Yep. So we just got a brand new director at United Way, Brandy, and I'm excited for. I've been able to work with her I've been a board member now since 2021. So I've been able to see her work in her various roles. So I'm excited to see her work as the new director. But our impact is huge in Allen County. In our meetings, you can see and hear what all we're working on, what all we're trying to fund. But our biggest issues is we're trying to make sure that we're impacting education, housing, food, and mental health. And I think we're doing a fantastic job of making sure we're funding different organizations that have a key hand in those 4 areas. So I'm excited to see where Brandy's going to take us, and I'm ready to buckle up and ready for the ride.
Yeah, exciting times there.
Yes, ma'am.
So this has been a fantastic conversation. I have all kinds of ideas for lunch now,
Oh,
so
right,
thank you
yes.
very much. So we have a final question for our last segment, and we call it the tail end with Toonses.
Okay.
So for those of you watching, and for you, Toonses is my very opinionated, very feisty gray cat.
Okay.
And he couldn't be here today. He was hiding under the bed when we left this morning, but he wanted me to ask you a question.
Okay.
So Toonses' question for you is, and it's a big one,
All right.
what do you want to see for the future of Allen County?
Wow, that's a good one. I want to see a future of Allen County where, in an ideal world, we don't need any more community food pantries, where everybody has what they need. In an ideal world, everybody has a house over their, or a roof over their head. I want to see a county that's continuing to be welcoming to everybody that comes into us, a place where we're a destination spot where we continue to grow. We're in a great spot right now, but I want us to strive for perfection. I know we can never reach perfection, but if we keep pushing for it, we're going to be a much better place. So I'm excited where we're headed, and with people like you at the library and other parts of the city, we're on the right track.
This has been so fun. Thank you so much for coming. Every time I see the Panthers on TV now, I'm going to think of
Well,
you.
thank you.
Go Panthers.
When they're losing, you're like, oh, Austin's probably not in a good mood.
Thank you for joining me today. And thank you so much for watching Open Book with Susan Baier. Until next time, keep turning those pages.